Okay, I guess we're using this deck today. I was trying to get you on this and all the cards took over. Dang it. Gemini, calm your fucking tits, please. Right there. I know. I think I want to do a reading today. I've been watching Titans on HBO Max. And earlier today, I felt the energy of some. It felt like an entire archetypal energy. And I haven't been able to shake it until I switched and swapped to the other twin. And I was like, okay, what do you have to say? And sorry, oh, and what I was being asked to share with you is that those ingredients, those things that are so painful you don't want to describe them, you don't want to name them, because if you do, it feels like a psychic scream that your soul is crying, and you can't do anything about it. So I was given a message or a scenario. I went through it. It sucks. But whoa. So you guys might have gone through something where, like Thanos had to sacrifice Gamora for this infinity, one of the infinity stones. Something had to be sacrificed. And the reason for what day is it? November 2nd, 3rd. It was on October 28th. So whenever you're watching this, come back 1, 2, 3, 5 days. Some things have to go. Wherever Gemini is in your chart, look at that part and if you know if you have any affinity with Pisces to Pisces or Gemini, Virgo or Libra or Aquarius, you know what I'm talking about. Or Scorpio. Others not so much. But you can get angry, right? Doesn't do anything. You can get sad, doesn't do anything. You can cry about it, cry about it, cry about it. Doesn't really do anything, does it? You can blame God, and God could have fixed it instantaneously, but didn't. It's a choice you have to make. And it sucked, didn't it? But if it's been 5 days for you, like it is for me, wait, it gets better. It gets a lot better. But first, let your other twin help you see things clearly. There's something called the inner critic, and there's something called the inner child. There's something called the inner mother. All the archetypes. The one we don't really take seriously, it's not the inner critic. It's the inner know-it-all bitch, right? You know what I'm talking about. And usually, that voice in you is always right, isn't it? And that voice usually is accompanied with a feeling that's very, and the truth is the truth. What's your point? To the other side, to your other twin, if you put the Queen of Swords archetype, one twin will say she's a bitch, the other twin will say she's wise. The two are not separate. Um, Listen to that archetype in you that's telling you the truth you don't want to know. Okay? Your human bodies are like sponges. What you're feeling and sending out towards others is being felt and absorbed by you guys first, and it becomes part of your bodies. It saves the sponge, or bless the sponge, before it ever gets out of your work. And by the time it gets to your etheric body, all those negative intentions, anger, sorrow, grief, etc., stay in the etheric body. So you dark magicians are idiots, babies. All you dark people are doing, all that anger internally, whether you're light or dark, all that gets stored in the sponges. Doesn't it? So when you feel it, you can clean out that sponge, that vessel. But first, you have to acknowledge you've been right about something. I've been right about something. Had I listened to myself, I would have saved myself a lot of time. But then I wouldn't be sitting here. The other thing, when you made this sacrifice, nobody gave a damn. That's how you know what I'm talking about. It's almost like a price you had to be a gatekeeper. And there was no one behind you at the gate, no one waiting for you after the gate. Good times are coming. Indulge in goodness. Remember when I told you about toxoplasma gondii, the virus, the parasite that makes, a mouse in the lab study run towards cat urine and its location instead of the way it goes towards the predator. So instead of going towards the predator, do that instead. Let your other twin tell you exactly what's going on behind the scenes. And you stop worrying about it because you already know what the truth is about yourself, whether positive or negative. You painted that painting with your own emotions and energy. So, some of you are going to have such a good night. You're going to be writing fucking love stories in the morning. You're going to be drunk on the phone. You're going to wake up and go, what the fuck? Look at this. Someone's getting paid in a good way. If you don't want to get pregnant, wrap it up. Both of you, it's not just up to the men. Women have birth control too. And men, it's not just about women being gross and balls or cut them off. Not a lot of you need to be reproducing if you wait to be. Now, which part of you thought I was being a bitch? Because that's the part of you that you should stop listening to. Or just a little bit. Because remember, we were talking about that grief, sorrow, that injustice that doesn't go away, that nobody fixed, nobody acknowledged, the price you had to pay at a gate, and how others did nothing when their table was full and yours wasn't. They did nothing. Or someone else needed something and you guys did nothing to help them. You left them out in the cold. Whoop. Now that person doesn't need anything else. They can bake their own cake and they have nature and the Holy Spirit helping. What good are those directions? It's like they're not even directions. She's stirring and everything's going without needing directions. It's like she's kind of reading a newspaper article and looking at a picture. Can't even see any text on it. Probably a picture she's looking at. Someone was left out in the cold and others saw it and did nothing. Someone that was left out in the cold is being brought to the warm. But before they can find their way, they have to listen to the other twin. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? Two stories. One this morning when the building service coordinator brought monthly calendars and slid it in the door for me. And on there was a story about what you do when you get to a crossroads. On one side is the city of lies, and the other side is the city of truth. And there's one person standing there. He's from the United States. What do you ask? It's the same question kind of when you're standing at those things or something. It's like, you know, which one's lying? Open the door. Like one of them tells the truth, the other one lies. But which one's telling the truth or lying? Which one? So let your other twin, not your bitchy side and not your fighting side, you know, not your victim side and your overly masculine or feminine, not your default blaming anybody, not your default, you know, running away from it. Just wait a minute. You know what's going on. It doesn't really matter because emotionally and mentally and spiritually, a lot of you guys aren't really aligned. So the advice here is going into three different bodies that you have. It's working to help you, There's energy work. There's innate DNA activations happening right now. There's, your subconscious is processing things and things. But still, you're going through it. Was it cause people to negative? I'm pointing at a feeling you're running. Recognize it yet? The shoulda, coulda, woulda that's happening in the present moment. Do you recognize it yet? No. Listen. Look at it like it's a. If there's a third part of you, maybe that person isn't drunk or asleep. Maybe, hey Robert, maybe this person, whoever that is, that was left out in the cold, or the person who left that person out in the cold. You see how they're kind of connected? What if they're not drunk? What if they're not asleep? What if they're not forecasting and rejecting something? What if they're just so happy and they're grateful that something else is coming to? Those cups are empty. They're not full of illusions or anything. They're just there, full of light. This person is really suffering. I'm bare your jacket, your nature. They have a walking stick. They got boots. You know, look at that. And they don't seem lost, but they seem confused a little bit. Like, oh, what was that in the background? And here, is she reading directions or is she looking at a picture? Think about it for a minute. Think about it psychologically. Our perception and how many times we remember something or experience something changes every time. Are these husband and wife or brother and sister? Are they, grandparents? Are they parents? Are they coworkers? Friends? Aliens? It's our perception, right? But it shows two people having dinner together, sharing a meal. But this person isn't there. They're busy sorting something out. The Knight of Swords, trying to figure something out, trying to create something. Three of Pentacles is supposed to be with people, but this person is doing it alone, while the other two are over here. You see how it's like verging on shady behavior energy, but at the same time it goes back the other way. Because there's something else going on that you guys, in your own story of this, need to establish internally. I'm simply pointing to it. It's basically like you're holding something. You're like, nobody sees it. And I'm like, there it is. It's that thing right there. And you're like, no, 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 no. That's not what that is. And I'm like, okay, then let me describe to you what it isn't. And it's the exact same thing you're holding there. That sense of injustice that you have to sacrifice something to go somewhere or do something. A feeling of being guilty that you're peaceful. Or that you're secretly really happy that you're on your own instead of married anyway. Or you secretly really love your partner, even though you're nagging over. Secretly, you could be a little, teddy bear on the inside. And you're like, oh, I hope nobody notices. What if they did? Secretly, you could be a venomous snake or a person, the cruelest person in existence. You can change. You can grow. But the key is not putting each thing in a little box and saying, this is what this feeling is, this is what that feeling is. We have to stick by this every time. We have to go by what's written there every time. It backfires exactly right. Because every time we try to work with other people in relationships or anything, even if we share different things that we're consuming at the same table, there's still a sense of unity in that circle, a sense of belonging, courtliness, civility. There's something that's harmonious. But that means that those people, in their mind, in their reality, in their heart, whether they're aligned or not, in some way, they're content doing what they're doing. Look at this negatively or positively. Again, that's our perception individually of how we perceive what's going on in our life. For me, I'm perfectly peaceful, but underneath it, I can't even describe to you how sad and angry I can be, and I feel perpetually all the time, especially in recent subjects. I could punch a hole in the galaxy and it wouldn't faze me. It wouldn't be enough. Like nothing can make it better. Nothing but one thing, and that one thing didn't happen. So for the rest of eternity, there's a there's like an edge, a crystal blade, a blinding light. It's something that I was Wonder Woman was on TV the other day, and I was thinking about this, and I was sensing all this energy, and I'm processing it and feeling it. Okay, if Wonder Woman felt this with all that power, then this is the thing that triggers most people into, like, she has the lasso around someone's neck, right? This is the thing that takes the safety trigger off. Like, there's so much pain in this collective, whatever you guys are doing, whatever we're all connected in. There's so much pain in that one area that if someone like Wonder Woman, when she has that lasso around someone, she's not going to ask a question. She's just snap, next, ice cold. And it's not because she's a bitch. It's not because they're evil. This is where the other twin has to come in. And then you got to make a third twin, the neutral twin. The one that sees it clearly, doesn't have an emotional response, but empathizes with that emotion that the other twin is having. Because in order for that to happen, the safety trigger to be off, and that whip to snap that neck, can you even begin to fathom the amount of pain that it would take someone born as a baby to become so, think about it psychologically. It's an over inundation is what I'm hearing, but I don't know what the word is. It's an overdoing of trauma where it goes beyond PTSD. It goes beyond complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It goes to a soul level scar. And we're all connected. Everybody feels this. It's just how we distract ourselves from it. Or how we do something. For the rest of my life, no matter where I go, no matter what I do, when I see a gray cat and certain other things, even a flower, I'm not going to hurt. And there's nothing I could have done. nothing. And that, in a way, has made me aware of people and their threshold of pain. This is why people have addictions. This is why people go into denial. They make up stories. They leave people with dust. They talk ill. They, work in secret behind people's back. They paint a picture of people that's not true. They tell others how to do in that way when they have no idea what's going on there, over there, because they're following orders. Sir, but my honey from there. Now listen, this card is temperance. Two cups being merged back and forth until they're pure. But then that water has to go somewhere. If you have two dirty cups and you're switching water back and forth, eventually it's going to be real dirty in both cups. So you remove two cups, like one cup at a time, swish it back and forth. But then what do you do with that water? You give it back to your, you use it for something else. You put your dirty paintbrushes, pour it in a plant, you can give it to a tree. It's all of you, not of me. But now you have two causes. Instead of one dirty cup, an empty plate, the candle off burned out, and a lot of things like unsaid. While spirits trying to tell you they do it, these are things. But instead, there's a lesson about this. And every decision you make about your breath, fear, what's I'll give you a ton of advices, but I'm going to ask so that you can see it in a picture no matter what the advice is with different tarot. And then I'm going to close this reading. And I'm going exactly that. Um, I just smell roses, gardenia flowers, jasmine, lilies, like a bouquet of fucking flowers. I don't even know what kind. Holy shit, I'm seeing a white rose completely. Good night. Told you. Told you so. Told you so. Told you, told you, told you so. Let me paint this for you in a different way. Is she upset about stuff that happened in the typical night store? I mean, did she step in dog poo or cat pee? Maybe. Is that even a man? Don't betray. That was someone what is that? The one from that. Why would somebody have a headboard stored? Think about it. We just looked at it in so many different ways. Emotionally, mentally, physically, and now it's like opposite. Why would that person have a headboard with swords because they enjoy fighting, they enjoy war, they enjoy fighting. Are you on that side, or are you someone who's with battles, left alone, starting you or now? Are you friends with people who are using starting fires? You're safe. Or is someone lighting a fire under your ass to get you to move to do something? Either way, it's not a night that approaches. It's a messenger. Temperance again. A messenger that brings peace and has you taking those swords and breaking them. Because whatever that messenger is bringing you, as you go, like, oh, it helps you see something completely. You're like, nope, I read that. Untie that. Putting that back in the drawer. And pentacles. Let's go. Whatever they tell you, as you're taking the blindfold off, you might make you look angry. Because have blindfold on red, like your advice. Acknowledge how you feel. Stop fucking running power. And those of you who can't run from anything that you face it, you're like, oh, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Good job. Tough luck, baby. I told you, but I was always here. You guys like, yeah, actually, yeah. Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Elemental Swords, Elemental Cups. Bro, Ace of Swords. Bro, what? It's the one. Bro, bro. The devil being depicted here as your ancestors, your spirit guides. Do something to honor what you had to sacrifice. Honor that struggle. Honor that pain. Honor that cup that you're moving. I plan to honor both of you somehow. I plan to honor your temple and whoever. I'm going to be. This isn't even my final something. Your advice, humble thyself, mortal. Humble thyself. Does she look familiar to anyone else? Gemini, let your other twin show you what you're not letting yourself see. Someone thinks they're pretty. Like, King Dynamite. Gemini, whatever your opinion about something, look around, really wear the other shoe for me, and then draw a line between. Do you really agree with either side? There's a third way. There's always a third way. There's a dark, there's a light, and in between is a gray. Meaning, gray isn't a thing. Gray is your. It's only gray because you can't see the color. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go. I love you. I will be back later or tomorrow. Most likely for the lobsters, aquariums, but we like to collect your shells, all the, but not really. I'm gonna go take care of myself. I love you. I hope this helps. I hope you're doing great. And I know, I know whenever you feel that pain, don't fight it. Don't fight it. Let it burn. Let it burn you. It's just burning away the mess. You know it. Those of you playing with matchsticks, God sees what you're doing. So don't hurt them. And the rest of you, seriously, seriously, stop, stop thinking about things